Joining me now is Giants corner Adoree Jackson. Adoree, 2021 season is in the books. You guys had a lot of ups and downs, a bit more adversity than I think that you would have expected coming into this year. But when you look back at your first year as a New York Giant, what sticks out to you?
I would just say the hospitality and the love, that the players, everybody in the staff, and the coaches done showed me while I was here, making me feel at home and at welcome. So that's what I really take away most, throughout all the adversity and all the bad that we probably went through and endured, but the positivity and the love that was showed, I think that overruled everything.
Yeah, and that's such a constant, too. I've heard from so many guys that this locker room really stuck together and was so close. How were you guys able to stay so tight?
Just try to control what we can control, which is, our ability to go out there and play and put it on the line, knowing that, it couldn't get any worse or things was going to have to shake eventually, but it didn't. But we just stayed together and stayed true to ourselves, going out and practice, competing, not trying to let each other down and, when it's game time, put it on the line for each other.
Yeah, and the defense was a really strong part of this team this season. I heard midway through the season you guys kind of got together and focused on what the goals as a defense were. How would you describe how that kind of shifted this unit?
Just made us all be accountable, for each other and ourselves at that point. Understanding that we didn't like how the season was going and we had to make a change. We were like bottom in the red zone, bottom on third down, and then bottom probably in 2 minutes. And for us just trying to make a stance and try to make a change, for the season going forward, if we wanted to go how we wanted to go, but it just didn't turn out that way. So I think us trying to be accountable to each other helped.
Yeah, and this was the first time in your career, playing for a new team. What is that experience like as a pro?
It's probably the best experience that I had,
Really?
Not understanding the different aspects of what's going on, knowing a lot of these players, not just from high school or playing with them in the league, but some in college. So having that familiarity, with these guys, Dr. Lonnie, knowing T-Mac from recruiting me, Coach Prue from recruiting me in high school. So knowing all these coaches and all these players, so it just felt like home. So I think it made it a lot smoother transition, easy for me.
Yeah, and it's kind of a testament, too, to what a small world like sports is and football is especially. And going into the off season, have you talked about plans to get together, whether it's for workouts or, to kind of spend time with each other in the off season?
Yeah, so like last year we went with Logue out in Tampa and worked out. So I told him we need to come to California because I'm not trying to make that long flight. That ain't working. So hopefully we all figure it out or try to meet at a common ground so we can all work and keep that bond going.
How important is that bond? Because you talked about like knowing your brothers out there, knowing your teammates and where they're going to be, but you kind of have to be able to trust that they're going to do their job as much as they trust that you're doing yours. Is that built in those times away?
Yeah, because probably their weaknesses or what gets them going or what brings them down. So you'll be able to cope with them and understand, why they may be acting a certain way. And you can see differences that the coaches may not see. So a lot of people don't want to hear probably from somebody else. They'd rather hear from their peers. I learned that as a younger age, playing sports. My dad may tell me something like, man, I ain't really trying to hear it. But if my friends or somebody tell me you hear it, it's like more engaging at that point, I guess. So I think that aspect of bonding and being with each other, understanding, their highs and their lows and just trying to make them, be at their best is helpful.
Yeah. Now this season you had some injury, kind of take you away for a little bit of time. How tough was that to navigate and what did you learn about yourself through that whole process?
I think you just learn a lot to take, things for granted. The little things that you have, like being able to walk, see, and do different things you didn't know once you get an injury, it affects everything that you do normally on a day-to-day basis. So I think just a bigger appreciation just for my limbs. I would say I didn't have injuries before, but every time was the same. So I think this year, being away from the guys and being away from my family, at that point it's like, man, just want to get back out there and do it for them.
Absolutely. Adoree Jackson, thanks so much for taking the time.
Appreciate you.
Wish you continued success in the future as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.